I used to believe that slowing down after 60 was just part of the deal: less energy, more stiffness, and days that blended into each other. But everything changed when I committed to transforming just the first hour of my day. Now, I wake up with purpose. I feel stronger, sharper, and more joyful than I did a decade ago. It didn't take a miracle. It took 10 simple morning routines that rewired my life. If you're over 60, don't waste another morning. Let me show you exactly what worked for me step by step, from groggy to glowing, the wake-up ritual that recharges my mind and body. They say, how you start your morning sets the tone for your entire day. But for years, my mornings were a blur. I'd wake up groggy, roll out of bed stiff and slow, and shuffle straight into the kitchen looking for coffee as if it were a life-saving medicine. I didn't feel alive. I felt like I was merely waking up to wait out another day. But then something changed. It wasn't some fancy life coach or a sudden burst of motivation. It was a realization. I was letting the first hour of my day pass by in a fog, and it was affecting everything else in my life. My energy, my mood, my memory, even my body, all of it was tied to how I started my morning. Now I'm 65, and I wake up feeling refreshed, alert, and genuinely excited to begin my day. What made the difference? A simple wake-up ritual I crafted over time, tailored specifically for my aging body and mind. And today, I want to share exactly how I do it. Step by step. Step 1. Let the light in literally and mentally. The first thing I do before I even get out of bed is open my eyes and take in the light. Not the harsh light from a phone screen, but natural light from the sun. I keep my curtains slightly parted now, just enough so that the morning sun can peek in. It may seem simple, but exposure to natural light within the first 10 to 15 minutes of waking helps reset your body's circadian rhythm. For seniors especially, our sleep-wake cycle can become unbalanced, leading to fatigue, insomnia, or that dreaded afternoon crash. Letting the light and signals to my brain, it's morning. Time to be alert. I've noticed a sharp improvement in my energy and focus since adopting this, and while the light is doing its thing, I take a moment not to check my phone but to check in with my mind. Step 2. A 60-second mental reset. I used to wake up with racing thoughts. Things I forgot to do yesterday, appointments I might miss, or worries about my health. That mental clutter would follow me like a shadow all day. Now, I start with one powerful minute of gratitude. Before I even sit up, I silently name 3 things I'm thankful for. They don't have to be big. I'm grateful I slept without back pain. I'm thankful for the coffee I'm about to enjoy. I'm lucky to hear the birds outside this morning. This tiny shift creates a mental anchor. It pulls me away from negativity and into the present moment. Studies show that a regular gratitude practice can improve sleep, mood, and even lower blood pressure, something many seniors struggle with. Step 3. Don't jump. Rise slowly and gently. Once I've taken my mental moment, I roll onto my side and get up slowly. No sudden movements. I learned the hard way that our blood pressure can drop when we rise too quickly, especially after 60. That's why so many seniors feel dizzy in the morning. I sit on the edge of the bed, plant my feet firmly on the ground, and take 3 deep belly breaths. I let my body adjust. I take note of how I'm feeling. Am I stiff, tired, lightheaded? This quiet moment helps me avoid falls and start my day with intention instead of rushing. This practice alone has made my mornings safer, calmer, and more aware. Step 4. The 3-breath wake-up boost. Here's something you probably didn't learn in your younger years, but it's gold after 60. Breath is energy. I start my physical wake-up with a 3-breath energizer. It's a simple breathing technique that fills my lungs, wakes up my nervous system, and helps me feel mentally clear. Here's how. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth. For 6 to 8 seconds, repeat 3 times. These deep breaths oxygenate the brain, lower cortisol, stress hormone, and reduce morning sluggishness. Within a minute, I feel like my engine is turning on, and on some mornings, it's this breath-nod coffee that brings me back to life. Step 5. Water before coffee. Why? It's non-negotiable. This was a tough habit to build, but one of the most powerful. I used to go straight for the coffee machine, but I was starting my day already dehydrated, which only made me feel more sluggish and tired. Now, the first thing I drink is water. A full glass sometimes with a slice of lemon or a pinch of sea salt for electrolytes. Water in the morning rehydrates your cells, kickstarts your digestion, boosts metabolism, flushes out toxins from the night, prepares the brain for activities. For those of us over 60, hydration plays a key role in joint pain, digestion, and mental clarity. And ever since I switched the order water first, coffee second, I've had fewer headaches, fewer stomach issues, and more energy throughout the day. Step 6. Nature contact, even from indoors, if the weather allows. I step outside for 3 to 5 minutes. I don't scroll, I don't read, I just stand or sit and let myself exist. This may sound simple, but morning time in nature has real, science-backed benefits. Reduces inflammation, lowers stress hormones, enhances immune function, increases vitamin D, which declines with age when I can't go outside. I simply sit near a window and observe the trees, birds, or the sky. That moment of stillness connects me to something greater than my to-do list. It's grounding, it's spiritual, and it's healing. Final thoughts on my wake-up ritual now. My mornings feel like a gift rather than a hurdle. I don't wake up dreading the day ahead. I wake up with purpose. I move through those first 10 to 15 minutes gently, mindfully, and with intention. It's not a complicated ritual. There's no equipment, no apps, no subscriptions, just light breath, stillness, gratitude, water, and movement. But when done consistently, it has the power to reshape your body, your brain, and your spirit. If you're over 60 and still waking up rushed, groggy, or stiff, trust me, you don't need more caffeine. You need a morning that honors your age, your needs, and your inner peace. And it starts before your feet even touch the floor. The power of movement, gentle stretches that erase 20 years of stiffness for most of my life. I thought the aches and stiffness that came with aging were just something I had to live with. After all, once you hit 60, everyone tells you it's normal to creak, groan, and feel like your body is slowly turning to stone. But here's the truth. I didn't discover until my mid-60s isn't always a result of age. It's often a result of inactivity. And the best time to fight that stiffness isn't midday or evening, it's first thing in the morning. That's when our joints are cold, our circulation is slow, and our muscles have tightened overnight. That's also when we can reset the tone for the rest of the day. So I committed to one simple goal: move my body for 5 minutes every morning, not with heavy workouts or aggressive routines, just gentle, intentional stretching. And after just 2 weeks, my body felt lighter, looser, and surprisingly pain-free. Let me walk you through my exact morning stretch sequence that truly feels like turning the clock back. Why stretching after 60 matters so much before I share the routine. It's important to understand why this small habit is so powerful after age 60. Muscles shorten overnight, leading to tightness and discomfort. Joint fluid thickens, especially in knees, hips, and spine. Circulation slows, reducing oxygen flow to muscles, and brain balance and coordination decline without consistent body awareness. By moving gently each morning, we warm up our joints, release tension, and literally tell our bodies it's time to wake up. That creates a ripple effect on everything else: energy, posture, digestion, and even emotional well-being. My 5-minute wake up and move stretching routine. This entire routine is done either in bed or right beside it. No fancy gear, no gym clothes, just your body and your breath. 1 ankle rotations, 2 30 seconds each foot while still lying on my back in bed. I point and flex my toes, then make small circles with each ankle clockwise and counterclockwise. Why? It works. Gets circulation flowing to the feet, preps ankles for better balance, and walking stability. Reduces risk of morning foot cramps too. Knee to chest, pull 2 30 seconds each, leg still lying down. I gently pull one knee toward my chest, holding it with both hands. I breathe deeply and let my lower back release. Then I switch to the other leg. Why it works: gently stretches the lower back and hip joints, alleviates overnight spinal compression, improves pelvic alignment, which is key for posture 3. Spinal twist to 45 seconds each, side lying on my back. I stretch my arms out like a T, then drop both knees slowly to one side, keeping my shoulders flat on the bed. I hold and breathe. Then I twist to the opposite side. Why it works: loosens tight spinal muscles, releases tension in the mid and lower back, boosts flexibility in the torso, and supports digestion. 4. Seated neck and shoulder rolls to 1 minute now. Sitting on the edge of the bed, I roll my shoulders backward and forward, slow and steady. I then tilt my head side to side, forward and back, loosening my neck. Why it works: relieves tension in neck and shoulders, helps reduce headaches and jaw tightness, improves posture and awareness of spinal alignment. 5. Standing calf and hamstring. Stretch 1 minute. I stand beside my bed, place one heel on the mattress edge or a low stool, and lean forward slightly, stretching the back of my leg. Then I switch sides. I also gently bend one knee at a time to stretch my calves. Why it works: lengthens tight leg muscles that cause hip and back pain, increases blood flow to large muscle groups, makes walking feel more fluid and less robotic. 6. Hands overhead reach and side stretch 30 seconds. I raise both arms above my head, interlace my fingers, and stretch gently toward the ceiling. Then, to each side. Why it works: opens up the rib cage for better breathing, awakens core muscles that stabilize your spine, feels incredible after being curled up all night. The results I felt in just 7 days after doing this for just a week, I was honestly stunned. My body began to move like it used to 10 to 15 years ago. Here's what changed. I stopped waking up feeling sore. I no longer needed to hold on to the wall to get to the bathroom. My energy in the morning doubled. I could reach down to tie my shoes without grunting. My posture improved even by the way I sat at breakfast. The secret: consistency over intensity. I want to be clear: I don't do anything fancy. I don't sweat. I don't push myself. The secret isn't the intensity of the movement. The secret is doing it every single morning, without fail. These gentle stretches send a signal to my brain and muscles: we're awake, we're moving, and we're strong. And that single message has spilled into every part of my life, giving me more confidence, freedom, and joy than I ever thought possible at my age. My tips to make it stick: if you're ready to add movement to your mornings, here are a few practical tips. Lay out a soft yoga mat or towel beside your bed the night before. Start with 2 to 3 stretches and gradually build up to the full routine. Play soft music or nature sounds while you stretch. Pair it with your wake-up ritual: light, breath, water. Most importantly, don't skip it even on lazy days. Just do one stretch. One is better than none. Final words: movement is medicine. You're over 60 and living with stiffness, aches, or sluggishness. Hear me, it doesn't have to be this way. You don't need an expensive gym. You don't need an hour-long workout. You just need to move your body gently, lovingly, and consistently. Every stretch you do in the morning is a gift to your future self. And once your body remembers how good it feels to move again, you'll never go back. Fueling the machine: my 3-part nutritional morning routine for energy and longevity, LLB. The first to admit I never used to put much thought into breakfast. In my younger years, it was either a cup of coffee and whatever pastry I could grab, or nothing at all. And for a long time, I didn't notice the damage. But after turning 60, everything changed. I began to wake up with zero energy. My brain felt foggy until noon, and I needed a nap before lunch just to keep going. I blamed it on aging until I realized it wasn't age. It was how I was fueling my body in the morning. We wouldn't expect a car to run on empty, and yet that's exactly what I was doing to myself. Once I started nourishing my body properly within the first hour of waking, my days transformed. I became sharper, steadier, and more energized, and I started aging in reverse. Today, I'm going to share the 3 nutritional changes I made to my morning routine that truly changed my life after 60. Step 1. Water first, not coffee. For decades, coffee was the first thing I reached for in the morning. I didn't even think, I just poured and sipped. But I never realized that my body had just gone 7 to 8 hours without any hydration. And the very first thing I gave it was a diuretic. Coffee, while comforting, actually dehydrates the body. That meant I was waking up already low on fluids, and, making it worse now, the first thing I do each morning is drink a full glass of water. Often, I'll add a slice of lemon or a pinch of sea salt for natural electrolytes. Why this matters: after 60, older adults have lower thirst signals, which makes dehydration More common dehydration contributes to joint pain, headaches, fatigue, and constipation. Just 1 to 2% dehydration can impair brain function and memory. Since making this switch, I no longer wake up with brain fog. My digestion is smoother. I even notice my skin feels more hydrated throughout the day. It's such a small act, but it sets the tone for my entire system. Step 2. A nutrient-dense morning drink. My secret elixir after water. I don't go straight to breakfast. Instead, I take 5 minutes to prepare my morning elixir, warm drink filled with nutrients that support aging, digestion, and energy. Here's what I usually include. Warm water. Base 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar, aids digestion and balances. Blood sugar, a dash of turmeric and black pepper for inflammation, 1 teaspoon chia seeds, fiber. Omega-3 South. 1 scoop of collagen peptides, supports joints and skin. Optional. A squeeze of lemon or a touch of honey. I call this my liquid wellness boost. It's like giving my cells the tools they need to do their job before the day gets busy. And the benefits? Oh, they're real. Less inflammation in my joints, better bowel movements. Yes, I said it. Improved skin elasticity, steadier blood sugar, and no mid-morning crash. Even if you only include a few of those ingredients, it's still better than starting with nothing, or worse, sugar and caffeine. Step 3. The breakfast that powers. My entire morning now comes the most important part. What I eat. Gone are the days of sugar-filled cereals, white bread, and high-carb breakfasts that left me sleepy by 10 a.m. Now, I follow one rule. Eat for energy, not for tradition. Here's what I focus on in my breakfast. Protein, healthy fats, slow digesting, carbs, colorful plants, fiber plus antioxidants. Let me break it down with examples. Protein, 15 to 30 grams. Protein is essential for seniors. After 60, we naturally begin losing muscle mass, a condition called sharpen. To fight it, we need to start every day with high-quality protein. Some of my go-to sources: 2 scrambled eggs with spinach, Greek yogurt with chia and flax seeds. A protein smoothie with plant-based powder and almond milk cottage cheese topped with blueberries and walnuts. Protein helps me stay full longer, prevent muscle loss, keep blood sugar stable, improve brain function. Healthy fats for years. Fat got a bad rap, but healthy fats are essential for seniors. They support hormone health, brain function, and energy levels. Some of my favorites: 1 tablespoon extra virgin olive oil drizzled on eggs, a few slices of avocado on toast or with eggs, a handful of walnuts or almonds, chia seeds or ground flaxseed. In yogurt or smoothie, healthy fats give me a slow burn of energy without the crash that comes from sugar or white carbs. Complex carbs. Not all carbs are bad. I just avoid the white, processed ones and choose options that digest slowly and nourish me throughout the morning. Here's what I use. A slice of sprouted grain toast, half a sweet potato, baked or mashed steel-cut oats topped with cinnamon, and berries. Quinoa with coconut milk and chopped dates. These give me fiber, sustained energy, and most importantly, no crash before lunch. Fruits and veggies. Breakfast isn't just about carbs and protein. I try to get at least 1 fruit or vegetable into my morning, not only for fiber and antioxidants, but to wake up my gut. My simple favorites: berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. Blackberries, a handful of baby spinach tossed into eggs, a small banana with almond butter, a chopped apple with cinnamon. What this did to my mind and body once I made these nutritional changes part of my morning routine. I felt like I had replaced my body's old operating system with a new, optimized version. Here's what I experienced. No more crashing before noon, better digestion throughout the day, fewer food cravings and snacking, urges, stronger memory and sharper thinking, steadier mood, less anxiety and irritability, more energy to move, walk, or exercise. This wasn't a diet. It wasn't a strict meal plan. It was simply learning to feed my body what it needs, especially in the morning. What I stopped doing and why it helped. Just as important as what I added is what I removed. No more fruit juices. They spike blood sugar. No sugary cereals or pastries. No skipping breakfast. No coffee on an empty stomach. These habits were draining me, even though they felt normal. Once I let them go, my mornings became cleaner, lighter, and far more energized. Final takeaway: eat like your life depends on it, because it does after 60. Everything you put into your body either moves you toward vitality or away from it. The first meal of the day is your opportunity to take control of your aging process. Your brain, your muscles, your immune system, even your mood, they all rely on your morning nutrition. Fueling them well doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be intentional. And once you feel the difference, you'll never go back to cereal and coffee again. Mind over morning, how I reset my mindset and beat anxiety before it starts. There was a time not long ago when I'd wake up already feeling defeated. Before my feet even touched the floor, my mind was buzzing with worry. Doctor's appointments, health issues, bills, or just the strange emptiness of another day with no clear purpose. I used to think this was just part of growing older more. Time to think meant more time to worry. But what I didn't realize back then is that my mind was the first thing that needed care each morning, before my body, before my coffee, and even before my breakfast. You see, after 60, our mindset becomes just as important as our heart rate, blood pressure, or bone strength. In fact, in many ways, it becomes more important because it's our mindset that decides. How we face challenges, whether we feel energized or drained, how we interact with others, and most critically, how we age in this section. I want to share how I created a morning mental reset routine that helped me dissolve anxiety, increase joy, and approach each day with confidence and calm. No meditation, pillows, or spiritual chanting needed. Just a few intentional, practical steps that anyone over 60 can do to take back control of their thoughts and their life. Step 1. A quiet moment with my own mind before the world enters, before I touch my phone. Before I talk to anyone. Before I even say good morning to my spouse, I give myself 2 minutes of silence. I sit either on the edge of the bed or by a window and I just breathe. Not a full meditation, not a guided app, just me and my breath. Sometimes I close my eyes, sometimes I look outside. The goal here isn't to stop thinking, it's to become aware of what I'm thinking. Am I worried, rushed, feeling tired or fearful? I just observe. This moment reminds me, I'm not my thoughts. I'm the one who chooses how to respond to them. Step 2. Thought journaling, 3 minutes. 1 page. Once I've had my silent pause, I take a small notebook I keep near my chair and do a quick brain dump. I write whatever is in my mind without censoring or judging. It might look like I'm worried about my test results on Friday. I feel lonely when the grandkids don't visit. I'm grateful for yesterday's phone call with my sister. There are no rules, just words. But there's power in putting them down. Why this works? Writing helps the brain process thoughts more clearly. It turns vague anxiety into specific, manageable ideas. It gives you perspective. What feels overwhelming often looks small on paper for me. This 3-minute ritual clears mental clutter, just like stretching clears physical stiffness. It's become one of the most freeing habits I've ever developed. Step 3. The 3-3-3 method of mental strength. This one is my favorite hand. I do it while brushing my teeth. It's a mental priming practice. I call the 3-3-3. Here's how it works. 3 things I'm grateful for. 3 things I'm excited about today. 3 strengths I see in myself. Example, grateful. Clean drinking water, a warm bed. My neighbor's kindness, excited. Walking in the park, trying a new recipe. Reading my novel. Strengths, resilience. Kindness, curiosity. This takes less than 2 minutes, but it shifts my mind from worry to strength. It reminds me that there is always something good even in the smallest places. For seniors especially, this is vital. It's easy to fall into a routine of rehashing the past or worrying about the future. But this method keeps you grounded in the present and the positive. Step 4. Mini-mind workout brain training with joy after breakfast. I give my brain a little cognitive wake-up call. Just like we stretch our muscles to stay limber, we must stretch our minds to stay sharp. But I don't do anything boring or clink a lie. Make it fun. Here are my daily brain stretch options. A 5-minute word puzzle or Sudoku reading, a page or 2 from a challenging book, memorizing a short quote or verse, practicing a few words in a foreign language. I'm dabbling in French. This isn't about performance, it's about neuroplasticity. The brain keeps learning as long as you keep challenging it. And I can tell you this with confidence, my memory has improved, my focus is better, and I feel mentally younger than I did 5 years ago. Step 5. Delayed digital, protecting my peace. This step might be the most important of all. I made a new rule in my house: no phone news or social media for the first 60 minutes of the day. I used to wake up and instantly check messages, headlines, and updates, but all it did was feed me stress, urgency, and comparison before I even brushed my teeth. Now, I protect my peace. I don't open any apps or reply to anything until I've hydrated, stretched, nourished myself, centered my thoughts. The difference this made, night and day. My mornings feel calmer, more focused, and emotionally lighter. I'm not carrying the weight of the world before 9 a.m. Bonus: guided, calm, optional but powerful some mornings, especially after a rough night's sleep or a stressful week. I take 10 minutes to listen to a guided breathing or calming audio. I like ones that use simple instructions. Breathe in calm, breathe out tension. You are safe, grounded, and in control. There are hundreds of free resources for this, but the key is consistency, not complexity. What these mindset shifts did for me, never thought I'd say this, but at 67, my mental health is the strongest it's ever been. Here's what changed since I built my mental morning routine. I no longer wake up dreading the day. My anxiety levels have dropped significantly. I smile, Mirand. I don't even realize I'm doing it. I have purpose in small things: a walk, a conversation, a cup of tea. My emotional resilience has increased. Bounce back faster from stress, and all of this came from spending just 15 to 20 minutes on my mindset each morning. No therapy, no medications, just simple, daily discipline. Final thoughts. Your mind is the gatekeeper of your day. If you're over 60 and you've been feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or just mentally flat, please know this: you are not broken. You are just overdue for a morning reset. Your mind is still powerful. Your emotions are still valid. Your thoughts still shape your reality. And it is never too late to take back the reins. You don't need to wake up in fear, stress, or numbness. You can wake up with peace, clarity, and intention, but you must make space for it. Even 5 intentional minutes each morning can change the course of your day and your life. The golden hour: how 1 hour in the morning made me feel 20 years younger. Someone had told me in my 50s that a single hour could change my health, mood, energy, and outlook on life. After 60, I probably would have laughed. An hour? What's that going to do? I've got decades of wear and tear. But now, in my late 60s, I can honestly say this: 1 hour, my first waking hour. That's what changed everything. This isn't a myth or some self-help cliche. This is a real-life transformation that came from building a morning routine I now protect like it's sacred. I call it my golden hour, and I've never missed it since I made it mine. Today, I want to walk you through how I structure that 1 hour, what I do, why it works, and how you can design your own version no matter your lifestyle or age. Because this hour, it's not about perfection. It's about intention. And it's been the single greatest investment I've made in my health and happiness after 60. What is the golden hour? My golden hour is the first 60 minutes after I wake up, before I let the world in. It's an hour when I'm not reacting to anything. I'm not scrolling. I'm not taking care of others. I'm not checking the news. I'm simply investing in me, my body, my mind, and my soul. Before, I used to wake up and rush: to-do lists, calls, aches, scattered thoughts. My day began in chaos and stayed that way. Now I begin with calm, energy, strength, and clarity, and that feeling stays with me all day long. Here's what my golden hour looks like, divided into 5 purposeful parts. Minute 0 to 10. Stillness and mental clarity. The moment I wake up, I don't rush. I don't jump out of bed. I don't even speak. I begin with quiet presence. I open my curtains and let in the light. I sit on the edge of the bed and take 3 deep breaths. I whisper 3 things I'm grateful for. I take 1 minute to feel the peace of simply being alive. This is my mind reset before any noise can enter. It's how I anchor my thoughts and stop the flood of anxiety before it starts. Minute 10 to 20, gentle body activation. Next, I move my body not in a punishing workout, but with gentle love. These are the stretches I described in section 2: ankle rolls, knee to chest pulls, spinal twists, neck rolls, and a full body reach. This wakes up, my muscles, my joints, my circulation, my nervous system. Might also sip a tall glass of room temperature water with lemon during this time. Just 10 minutes of this movement completely transforms how my body feels. My stiffness melts. My back feels looser. My blood starts pumping. It's like oiling the hinges before the door creaks. Minute 22:35, nutritional fueling and hydration. This is when I head to the kitchen and give my body what it needs. To thrive, I drink my morning elixir, apple cider vinegar, turmeric, collagen, lemon. Then prepare a simple, balanced breakfast protein, healthy fats, fiber, and something green or colorful. Examples: 2 eggs with avocado and a slice of sprouted toast Greek yogurt with chia, berries and walnuts, oatmeal with flax seeds and blueberries, a smoothie with spinach, banana and protein powder. I sit down and eat slowly, no phone. I enjoy each bite. I let my body receive nourishment with gratitude, not rush. This one, change conscious eating, has helped my digestion, blood sugar, and weight in ways I never expected. Minute 35-50. Mental activation and emotional uplift. Once my body is fed, I feed my mind and heart. I pick one of the following: read 2 to 3 pages of an inspiring book, write in my journal, do a 5-minute crossword or Sudoku, review a favorite quote or Bible verse, sit quietly with soft music. Or nature sounds. This time is about strengthening my mind and feeding my emotions. It reminds me that I'm not just a body moving through the motions. I'm a thinking, feeling, evolving human being. And no matter how old we get, our minds deserve care, challenge, and beauty. Minute 50-60, planning with purpose. Before I let the outside world in, I take 10 minutes to look at my day and ask, what really matters today? What's one small thing I can do for my health? What's one thing I can enjoy just for me? I jot it down in a simple notebook. Drink more water, call my daughter, go for a 15-minute walk, water the garden, try a new soup recipe. This practice keeps me from drifting. It gives me a compass, a direction, a reason to move forward. And on days when life feels dull or quiet, this step gives me agency. That feeling of, I still have choices, I still have power. How this hour changed my life after 60, I didn't expect such profound results from this. But after just 30 days of protecting my golden hour, here's what happened. My energy lasted longer. I no longer needed a midday nap. My posture improved. I started standing taller, walking smoother. My anxiety dropped. I felt calmer, more confident, and more stable. I started looking forward to mornings. I went to bed, excited to wake up. I rediscovered purpose. My days felt meaningful again. This wasn't just a routine. It was a homecoming to myself. Isn't this just self-care? Yes and no. Self-care often gets framed as bubble baths and spa days. But after 60, real self-care is consistency. It's giving yourself time. It's moving before you feel stiff. It's feeding your mind before the news fills it with fear. It's saying, I matter today. That's what the golden hour really is. A morning conversation with your soul. Build your golden hour. A simple template if you want to create your own version. Start with this template: 10 minutes, quiet stillness, or gratitude, 10 minutes. Gentle stretching or walking, 15 minutes. Light, nourishing breakfast, 15 minutes. Mindfulness, reading, or reflection, 10 minutes. Review your day and set one intention. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Final words. The hour that gave me back my life. If I had only one piece of advice to give anyone over 60, it would be this: claim your mornings. Protect your first hour. Make it yours. Because when you win the morning, you win the day. And when you win the day, you start building a life of strength, peace, and meaning. No matter how old you are, aging well isn't luck, it's habit and the golden hour. That's where it begins.